Album review. Today's album is Madilyn, The Internet Made Me Do It.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh, I like how you stuck to the same start like that you've always done.
Like you've had a
It's
you
too
had a
ingrained.
fresh chance. Really
Yeah,
isn't.
it's too ingrained.
And it was
And also, I never
stolen
even
from
considered
PewDiePie.
changing it, to be honest. So I'd have come up with something terrible on the spot.
Good, that's
Maybe
the
next
idea.
time.
You'll just improvise it. It don't matter. It can be messy.
I overall enjoyed this album. I think it is very simple, but it's also solid. It doesn't really vary too much from a similar kind of style. I feel like for the most part, it has literally just enough variety. Like, not a lot, but just enough where when it starts to get boring, the next song kind of changes it a little bit. I think there's a little patch in the album. Well, I think the ordering of the album is actually quite poor in general because all the slow songs are together and then all the mediocre songs are together. In my opinion,
There were mediocre songs.
I thought they were just more like songs that were just like other songs but worse.
See, I never noticed.
Album.
I never noticed a difference.
No, I didn't. But it kind of feels to me like, and this is probably not true, but it feels to me like these all came out as singles on YouTube, and then there was a demand for like an album of them, so she just went, "Fuck it," just slung them all together and went, "There you go."
Possibly.
That's kind of what it feels like.
Why did you do research?
No.
Well, I can tell you right now, Joe, that's exactly what happened.
Really?
No, I lied. You were like, no way! It's like,
I feel, if anything, it's because you can tell some of the songs are made from the comments, but I don't think all of them are. So I think she had like 4 or 5 that were like comment songs and then kind of melded it into a whole album. I think there is variety between the songs. In the same way, I think if you weren't a fan of Ed Sheeran, you would think all Ed Sheeran's songs sounded very similar. Which
How dare you?
Yeah,
I'm not in any way comparing the level to Ed Sheeran.
Biased. And also, I've never met another human being that doesn't like Ed Sheeran. Because there isn't one. They don't exist.
No, they don't exist.
But like his songs are similar. Not so much with the modern ones. Yes,
level of greatness. Like,
on the old ones, they're all similar.
I'd agree with the first album, but past that, no. That says a lot more.
I feel like it would be hard to hate any of these songs, really. I think they're just, let's say, upbeat. Some of them are upbeat, some of them slower, and both are nice songs. If anything, I think I was going to say the slow songs are better, but that's not true, actually. I did prefer the more upbeat ones, apart from one of the slow songs. I think she works well on the songs within her limits. None of them seem to go to an extreme where it sounded a lot worse because of it. It was kind of like, this is what I can do. I'm making an album of what I can do and deviating nothing from that. You could tell like, all the songs were at the I don't know who they were produced by or if she did them herself. They were produced at a level that they could do. They didn't ever go past a point where they tried something that they couldn't really perfect, everything was very within the limits.
Kazoo solo must have took some production work,
Well, that's the kazoo element and things like that. Other things that are added into the songs, which do change it up a little bit, do add that little bit of variety, and a few other things, like another song had a banjo in it instead of like a normal guitar. All right there, Will.
Sorry, I just noticed my sweat patch. Nobody lift your arms.
I thought you were hard disagreeing with what I was saying.
I am, but also, like, that's not why I was doing that. I generally was stretching and noticed how unbelievably sweaty I am, and kind of, instead of just hiding it, I decided to show it more.
For
now I feel disgusting.
Reference for anybody that's listening to this in the year 3000, probably, when album review finally takes off and they realize our brilliance, like Van Gogh, like post ear cutting off.
Yep.
If you're listening, this was supposed to be one of the hottest days.
It is the hottest day.
It's the hottest day ever recorded.
The hottest day ever recorded in the UK this year, 2022.
I'm unbelievably sweaty.
And we had to put on shirts because apparently Twitch didn't let me get my nip knots out. I thought it was totally fine.
I've been looking at all the comments, right? People are being like, oh, but it's like this every day in Africa, or it's like this every day in America. The thing is, though, we're not fucking used to it, for a start. And UK is a different type of fucking heat, I swear.
It is. Tomorrow, it's going to go back down to like 18 degrees here.
Exactly. 26 where I am. So it's still pretty hot, but like raining all day.
And the difference is America has aircon. Like when I was in Vegas, you could just escape it if you needed to.
All
Here,
the cabins at work
there is nothing, and it's oh my
We're
god.
complaining about that, and then like there are Australians or whatever on Twitter like, "Oh fuck me, mate, fuck off." But in fairness, we don't have like spiders the size of rats that live in our house. So
Actually.
like win-win. Like you
Yin and
get
yang.
to go to a prison colony, and we get a bit sweaty once every so often.
I worry that the heat's going to attract them all, and they're going to be like, "Oh, we can live in the UK now. I will just leave."
What if we start getting big spiders?
Big spiders, no thank you.
It's the snakes in the toilet that do it for me.
The
Can you
rats
imagine
in the
having
toilet as well.
check for snakes in the toilet every time you go for a shit? Nah,
Big
no one lives
spiders.
like
Would you be
Hang
more
on, do
worried
you-
that it was going to bite your bumhole or your pee?
Do you go to the loo
Dude.
without ever looking in the toilet?
What, you're telling
do
me
you
you
just
don't
no
reach
look
up
sit?
and
I don't physically lift all the lids up and go, right, are there spiders, are there snakes? No, we're clear. I just kind of open it up, and by the time I've opened it up, I'm already halfway down.
Why, just Denver, did you do a HSC inspection before you do use the toilet?
No, but you
It
said
seems
about,
all
like,
fully operational. I
You got
suppose I
one
can
of those
Is that right? Like, let me green and red all of this.
No, I'd like, because you said about I don't want to have to inspect the toilet before I use it. So I was thinking, what do you just like no look sit down and just hope it's in it's been flushed?
Yeah, I always do that. I just
Yeah.
like,
If it's a public toilet, I always just have the loo roll ready to just skim the edges. You know?
It's you
Oh, I
have to
hate the
look
way you
down the
said that.
toilet though.
God.
in America, they had like every toilet had like those ones you could rest the. It's not tissues, but they're like they're shaped as a toilet
Yeah,
seat.
like the shroud.
Yeah, so you could literally get one every time you was on it. But they're really thin though, so it's like almost gets rid of the point.
What Americans don't understand about UK public toilets is that you literally stand on the toilet seat and you shit downwards, dive bombing into it.
Especially at Leeds Fest.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah. And sometimes I stand on the back part, shit, and then do a backflip.
Yeah, that's the.
You ever do that?
Just
That's the
roll
alpha
like
move.
it's one move.
Imagine being the cleaner in that toilet. They come on, they're doing the floor, and they look up, and it's just up the wall. And they're like, "What the fuck?" I've just shattered vertically. Like, what?
That's how Leeds Fest feels, to be honest. That everyone's just stood up on the toilet and shat without even bending down. Literally.
Like he pressed his ass against the wall and just shit.
Sometimes they don't even make
He
it.
didn't even try and get the toilet. Straight for the wall.
God, it must be horrendous cleaning those toilets.
Literally, I couldn't think of anything worse.
Surely just power wash, right? Like surely they just line
Oh
them up
yeah,
and
maybe.
pressure
Like just
wash
empty
them.
it, pressure
Yeah.
wash.
I would.
Yeah. Or
Sorry.
just burn them and bring another one.
Yeah, the burning massive plastic portaloos. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it. I think with
Reminds
the
me of
album, I don't know how we got
stop
from
burning
the
my
album to
tyre
shitting, but well, it was Australia. That's how. I think her voice is really nice. No complaints there. I think the whole lyrics from the comments songs thing. I mean, that was the whole reason I picked the album. Really, I thought it was just a little neat idea. Really, bit of a gimmick, but
That is a
that's
cool
why
idea.
Sorry, why did you choose it again? We've actually got someone asking that in the chat. Will Catch You asks, why did you choose Madilyn?
because of the lyrics were from comments, from like hate comments on her videos.
Did you see it on
Some of them are
TikTok or
nice.
something?
No,
I've
so
never
I-
heard of her, honestly.
I heard of her years ago because she did videos with like a YouTube music producer called like Kurt. I remember seeing loads of his videos from years ago, and then I did see her again on TikTok recently, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's that same person!" And then I found out the album, and then I thought it was a good idea, so that's why I picked it.
I've never heard of her.
No, me neither.
I feel like I've seen the album cover before though, and I don't.
It looks very like the 1975's album, the white one.
I think I know what you're on about. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Either that, I'm just thinking of Twitter.
From a distance, it looks like the same sort of style.
No, it looks more like those DMs that the girls get from 40-year-old men that say, "Please show Bob's and Virgin."
Bob's and Virgin.
Have you never seen those? I love those.
Well, there's kind of a song about that, isn't there?
Yeah, I am the one sending them, though, to be fair. So.
Oh, yikes.
I think the biggest weakness of the album is just the fact that just listen to the album once, you're like, nice, pleasant. That was all right. I enjoyed some of those songs. The more you listen to it, especially if you listen to it back to back, you're like, it kind of exposes just its lack of variety in that sense. Like, it is a nice album to listen to once, leave. Like, it definitely doesn't get better by listening to it more back to back. Like, I listened to it once, then waited a few days, listened to it again. Like, almost the fact that just before this review, I listened to it twice back to back, and only then was I kind of like, almost my opinion of the album was actually going down just from hearing the songs more and more.
Sure.
But for the most part, I thought the songs were funky. I think there's just nothing too wrong with it, but equally doesn't break any norms. I think it's a nice idea. I just think it's a generally nice album, but nothing I wouldn't be like, oh, you have to listen to this. I'd just be like, oh, this was a cool idea. And I think
I just wouldn't ever mention it.
It's executed to what it's trying to do well.
The homies busting down to Madilyn. That's so savage.
Why did it sound so savage?
Like, I think it was one of those albums where you would like, if you ever talked to someone about music, like I guess you do in your day-to-day life, I think it would be an interesting thing to mention to people, to be like, oh, this person came up with an album made from the hate they got on videos. But
the big thing was she was on Britain's Got Talent, wasn't she?
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent, yeah. And I remember when you first picked.
I don't know how she did it on it.
That one. I think they liked her. I think but I don't know how far she went after that point.
America's Got Talent.
Have a look. Will Catchy says we all look very similar to each other.
I love Madilyn.
That's because we're all incest.
He says, I love Madilyn. I think she's insanely talented. I found you guys from searching her name. Oh, God. Well, that's probably the best review you might hear. So, just prepare yourself. This is a savage review, but we fully accept that we.
How do you know it's a savage? Why are you hating on it?
No, as in we're savage about most albums. As in we won't hold back.
But we know nothing, so.
But don't get mad at us if we don't like it.
She got to the semi-finals.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's good.
Dragonite.
She's got a great voice. Ah, it's the return of Dragonite. Hello, Dragonite.
Oh my God, this is a weird-looking FIFA game.
So in general, yeah, it was just a nice album, and that's all to say, really. My least favorite. Sorry.
Someone's hoovering in my house.
I can't
hear it.
No, I can't hear it either.
I can when you don't talk, though. No, I can't.
Hear it now.
This came on so loud.
I'll keep quiet for a bit.
No, it's better if you talk.
Hello, James.
My least favorite was the best way to deal with hate, because I thought it was. There was a few songs, especially in the sort of middle to last part of the album, that were just all like sort of the more upbeat ones back to back, and because of that, it just exposed the weaker of the upbeat songs. Because they was back to back, and just thought it was the weakest of them. Third favorite was, I think all the slow songs were really nice, so I had to pick at least one of them to go in my top three, and that was I'm Your Biggest Fan. I thought it was a really nice song and had the banjo playing it, so it was a little bit different to the other two slower songs on the album. Third favorite, You're Not Kanye West, because I thought it was really funky, and it's got a kazoo in it. How many songs have a kazoo in it?
Exactly. That song was increased by at least 5 points for me.
And
it
worked great on the end of the album, to be fair, as much as I criticised the order of the album earlier on. I think that works really well. It always ended it on a high note to me.
If I had my own way, every song would have kazoo in it. Just thinking about that right now.
Kazoo, saxophone. I feel like they're must.
Yeah, really are. Or both at the same time. One in
but
each
I also
side
like
of the mouth.
The inner message of it sort of being like, talking about like being like just a genius and being just Kanye West, and just how you could just add anything and be like, I'm a genius. And then that's why it was just like, oh, have a kazoo bit. I like that logic. It was just basically a song about like how everyone thinks Kanye West is a genius.
I've never actually heard like a kazoo being in like a recorded song before.
I
hope I never do again. But why is that what he does in it? Does he use a kazoo?
No.
No.
He just is a genius.
No.
Denver,
He's in
why
production.
are you mean to young girls who have released an album That's a great question.
We'll catch you as why are you mean to young girls who have released an album?
Why
I
would
don't
you
get
do
that. We're not
Whatever.
mean to them per se.
It's not
Sometimes we are.
specifically young girls. We're mean to fucking everyone.
We're just
Where are you seeing this?
in the
Sorry,
Twitch
Joe.
comments. We're not mean to.
I don't see that
We
comment.
can be mean to people, but it's an album review. We're reviewing the album.
It does get a bit personal sometimes. Will did once tell a band to just quit and get a job.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life, though. Oh my god, that was the worst thing.
It can get personal.
It is a savage review.
And then my favorite song was "She's So Overrated." It was the one that I saw. I think it's the most upbeat. And originally, I picked it out because I just listened to that song on repeat. It has got a little bit odd for me now, but it's one that just stuck in my head really, and I really enjoyed it.
Great.
So, yeah, I'm sure that's the end of the good things that are probably going to be said about this album. And we'll
Prepare
move on from
yourself.
there.
I'm ready to quickly get flashbanged. To be fair, I've got to bring the script up. Are you ready?
So it's Aidan.
Ready?
There we go.
Flash in!
It's so bright.
It's a big script, all right? Don't worry about it.
Big script. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I had a lot to say, but none of it really means anything. So, pretty standard, Aidan, to be honest. I said, so we're all familiar with the 4-chord song by the Axis of Awesome.
Oh, great song.
Yep. Great song.
This is basically like this whole album is on a similar level of creativity to that.
Okay.
Right? They both play songs that can all fit to one repeated backing. Are you seriously eating cake right now?
Yeah, I'm listening to a review and eating cake.
I respect
Carry
it, to
on.
be fair.
Aidan's like, why haven't I been eating cake this whole time? Yeah!
I
No,
wish
you're
I
supposed
had
to whip
some.
that out for Will's review. I didn't eat cake beforehand.
For fuck's sake. You look like a fucking fish.
This has turned into an ASMR stream with Aidan.
No, let's not do that.
Bro,
Should we just keep talking while you're eating?
reprove.
So, Will, hypothetically, what would be your least favourite song?
The internet is.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry. So they both play songs that can all be fit to one repeated backing. Right? They are both pretty good performers. And they both rip lyrics from other people's work. So this album is basically a gimmick, right? You know? I think it would have fared better if it was like she made a couple of albums and then had a couple of each of these songs on the albums, you know? And they're like, oh, that's cute. Like, you know.
Oh, but you think them all being on one album hurts it?
Yeah, if she had it as like her own gimmick, like where she made a load of albums and then she like slapped a couple of these songs on each one, people would be like, oh yeah, it's cute. She makes like music about some disjointed comments that she throws together kind of thing. I think it loses its charm being a full album of it.
It's a lot.
I totally agree with that. I'm like, what one or two songs of like, I guess almost like doing the whole rebel against the hate comments thing is great, but a full album.
Well, it's not all.
I know it's not all about the hate and stuff, but like a lot of it is like trying to make a statement.
Like
right?
my favorite songs on this, like it's weird. Like World's First for Aidan, I actually steered away from the negative songs a lot. And I don't know why. It was like Drake no meme, Drake yes meme to the happy songs kind of things. Yeah, but back to the first point. Axis of Awesome took established songs and turned them into like a comedy routine, whereas Madilyn took her comments and made the same song 11 times.
Fucking hell.
I'm sure that people love it though. Like, and it's like the laugh you lose videos that people do, and it always sort of rubs me the wrong way when people are like getting views from other people's hard work. But then me even acknowledging that and repeating funny jokes I hear makes me a hypocrite. But last I checked, I wasn't Latin word for river horse, so we'll carry on. But it's annoying because I actually really love this style of music, like really stripped back, like acoustic, real voice heavy kind of stuff.
Like He Is Weed style type stuff.
Yeah, I fucking love He Is We and like Taylor Swift. They're all like the same sort of thing. I really. Yeah, I think the gimmick thing though it downrates the album massively. If this was an album of like, I don't want to say real music because that's not fair, but you know what I mean. If she'd have written from the heart and not like just taken a load of comments and slapped them together, kind of thing, I think I think she would have made a really good album.
Yeah, totally.
But another doubly annoying thing is how hard it was for me to pick any favorites because they're all so similar and they're all like none are really worse, but I had to pick a worst. So You're Not Kanye West. Asshole. Just because Kanye's an asshole. I don't care. Like the song.
That's why I kind of loved the song though, because it's almost like taking the mick of how everyone just says he's a genius and things.
Yeah. What, you think I didn't get that? You undermining my intelligence.
No.
Look how big my head is. See that?
Massive.
Lot of brain to fit in there.
Massive head.
Thank you.
Good.
Third favorite. I'm Your Biggest Fan. I think it's got the most vocal range, and I like a ukulele. I
said banjo, and I meant ukulele.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. It's a good build. I'm assuming the potato thing is like a meme for her community. A lot of potato mention in.
Yeah, I'm assuming because this
is it like a YouTube meme for her?
I don't know, but I'm not that. I don't follow that closely, but I assume with the whole comments thing, some of them are obviously like with She's So Overrated. Every line is a comment.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like some of the other songs was kind of like a theme she kind of felt from her comments and then made a song of that theme.
I don't know how you got any of this from the potato bit, but
no. Listen to me, because I'm
right. Have you seen the size of my head?
Well, what I was going to say is maybe she gets lots of comments saying she looks like a potato.
That's rude.
So then maybe that's where that comes from.
Well, damn,
because that's quite a common thing people use to like insult people's looks.
I'm Irish.
So we're getting some love for Joe in the chat.
Yeah, what's this all about?
I'm loving this.
My missus fancies the boy in the top left corner.
Whoa! Of all the people, Joe.
That's so savage.
Really?
Well done.
I get not me. But,
you know what it is? It's the best lighting.
I do have the best lighting. Maybe that's that. And maybe I'm overcompensating with my lighting.
There you go, Aidan. I fancy the boy in the top right myself.
Damn it! Yeah.
They're almost terrifying, Aidan, in that frame. I'm not gonna lie.
Take a screenshot of that shit. I don't care. Second favorite for me, TikTok Machine. I think it has the most variety in the song, and I think it's hashtag relatable. Apparently, I don't really know what that means. I'm almost certain that I'm an 80-year-old stuck in a 20. I was about to say 23-year-old's body, but my body's at least like 40.
TikTok's dead now. It's all about be real.
No, it's not, Denver.
Shut
off.
The fuck
I swear you've got shares in this app.
Don't
get him fucking started.
Don't.
Be real's great.
It's not allowed.
It's a new up and coming thing. Get on board.
Don't
get left behind.
We're not sponsored by them.
This sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Don't get left behind. Don't become your dad.
Is this their slogan?
Is that actually? Yeah, it might.
No, I don't think that's their slogan. I don't think they.
Don't get left behind. Don't become a dad.
Don't be a boomer.
Don't be a boomer.
What's funny is on Be Real. You know, like when you like people's stuff on like Instagram, you just give them a like. On Be Real, you send a picture of your face reacting to it. Bloody brilliant. So it's a unique emoji of your face every time.
It's always just a picture of me, like POV going.
Every time.
Every time.
Bloody.
Number one, Obsessed. Nice song, real Taylor Swift style. All of them are, to be fair. And it's nice and positive message, and that's nice. Mm-hmm. Overall, it seems fitting to write a song about the guy that commented on the North Lane Alien album. Come back, lad, we didn't mean it. Come on, I'm really sorry. Just comment again. Oh, shit, and that's my review.
Nice. Will
Taylor Swift.
We did do a Taylor Swift album.
Was it ever on album review though? I don't think it was.
I'm not sure if
I don't know.
I'm not sure if it was on our YouTube.
Can we do the remastered? What's it called? One?
Let's pick one of the different ones, please.
Essentially, we did do a Taylor
beg.
Swift one. We did like how many album reviews was it before we actually started recording them?
A lot.
We did like 60 reviews where we just did them as ourselves before we started recording one. We did do a Taylor Swift one back then.
My missus would love that, which she wouldn't like to hear what Will has to say about it. I think me and Denver would be pretty happy to do another Taylor Swift review.
Yeah, we did.
I'd be happy.
We did a massive like recap video, but it was fucking hours long, and it was basically mentioning all the albums we never recorded.
And also,
but it was only mentioning each one for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it was done particularly well either. I think we could have done it a different way, really. Like, we just rattled through it.
We had to. It still took like fucking 4 hours.
Yeah, but we could have done it like an awards ceremony, like up and coming album we didn't expect to like but did, album whose rating we changed, something like that. What the fuck are you smiling at, Will?
Look at James Scott. Will loves Taylor Swift. I've seen him roof down singing it with his missus in the flat and Starbucks in hand. It's not true. I actually hate Taylor Swift. I'm sorry to say it, but
so rude, my guy.
I hate Taylor Swift.
I don't hate Taylor Swift. I just hate the music she makes and everything else about her. That's so mean. I don't think that.
Also, Will,
I just don't like her that much.
Another thing that we've not really brought up quite a lot is that for every moment that you're staying still, James Scunn is getting closer to your door.
Yes, that's terrifying. Running.
I said fear, not flat. That makes me sound creepy.
Oh yeah,
he's getting closer, Will. What's that behind you?
It's because Will used to live in a flat, so that's what makes it creepier.
I know. He knows where I used to live. Is it me? It is me, isn't it?
It is.
Unless Aidan has anything else to
say. Oh shit! Does that mean it's a Joe pick?
It's a Joe pick.
It is a Joe
pick. But didn't he already show it? Didn't he already give you a little sneak peek?
I've changed it now.
He hasn't. Oh, I was gonna say I don't know anything. Okay, prepare yourselves. It's not going to be so super negative, but I think it's a great idea, extremely poorly executed. Okay, let's start with the positives. I think.
Can we get some Fs in the chat?
I think that she has a great voice. I think, but then I think there's the issue of it always sounds the same in every song. I don't know whether that's because of the album style that she's made that it sounds the same, because I think all the songs sound the same. And I know you're going to say we come back to this.
We always say it, and I always get to the point now, should we ban from having this as an excuse?
Like, yeah.
But we've got albums where they've got the same voice, but it's a massively varied album.
But here's the thing. This is why I made the analogy to, like, old Ed Sheeran, where, like, I think if you like this kind of thing, you can really sense the differences. Like, to me, like, I really enjoyed it. I can appreciate why you would think they sound similar, but I think they all did have their own distinct things. So to me, picking my difference between my favorite and least favorite was not difficult. I found it pretty quick and easy to find my favorites. But I feel like if this isn't really as much your thing, they kind of all blend a lot more. And I feel like this is a common theme, not just for this album. This is for every album. When you just feel a bit meh about an album, it's very easy to have the criticism of they all sound the same.
So I really quite like this album, and I still think they sound all the same.
I would also like to raise my hand. There's albums I don't like where I don't think the singer sounds the same in every album, every song.
I think it's this album, but like, and I like her voice, but I feel like saying her voice doesn't change is not a valid excuse, because there are plenty of top amazing albums where their voice is the same, and they're amazing albums. I feel like saying their voice doesn't. So they can't help their voice. That's their voice. That's their range.
But this is. But you can like sing it in a different way, or do a different effect, or do it with a different. Like there's ways around it.
You see, I think that does.
And I think that's because of the style of music.
You gloss over it.
I don't think it does. It's always just like this. Literally, I went through the whole album, the first 3 times at least, and I didn't even know. Like it all just felt like one song.
But I feel like that's based on,
and that's not just being for negative, like because I like acoustic. I like acoustic and just a girl singing or just a boy singing with guitar, and notice a difference. Like with this, I just don't like, and it's not just because of, I think, being just instantly negative towards it, because I think like Taylor Swift does similar style, But I would, and even though I don't particularly like Taylor Swift, I would still say that her songs sound varied, and her voice sounds kind of different in songs, if you know what I mean. Also, I'm getting savaged in the chat here.
Yeah, I was about to say, have you read that? I was like, Jesus.
Will Catch You says, a man trying to pretend he knows what he's talking about with a negative opinion. It's always a good laughable watch. Well, welcome to...
this is our
welcome to Album
all the time.
We haven't got a clue what we're talking about, but we know what we like. So it's all... music
it's also
is...
subjective, because almost how you're describing the issues, right? Yeah. I think... closely back to Post Blown and how much you love that album. And I would say the biggest problem with that album is Post was like the same in every song.
There's loads of variety in that.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it's all based on like how much I think you attach to the music to want to hear the differences. Sometimes you can just appreciate that, oh, it's all right, they're all the same.
I totally agree with them, though.
But sometimes you really pick up on the differences. So like I felt like, and I think like that is not necessarily an aspect of whether the album is good or bad. It's all about, I guess, your music ear almost to what you hear. Because, like, I can't remember where I was going to go with this now, but, like, I think if you pick up certain bits, you can... I can't remember where I was going with this, I'll be honest. I kind of lost my train of thought halfway through. And I felt like I was on a really good run.
I think what you were trying to say is I don't have a good musical ear.
No. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying we all have different musical ears. So
that's
like
why Joe likes metal music.
So like that and the criticism that they all sounding the same. Someone will say that about one album, and other people will be able to pick up all the differences in it. And then, but you may still have the same opinion, but just how you get there will be different.
I think the difference is, okay, yes, you can say like someone it sounds the same, but and I do still think that's a valid point, because it's not just her voice that sounds the same, it's the songs that sound exactly the same, and the style of each song is exactly the same. There's nothing that goes like wildly. It's not going to go wildly out, especially on an album like this.
No, I'd completely agree.
But I think it could still sway away a bit, or just do something slightly different to thing. But then maybe it would just look weird in the middle of an album like this.
Well, this one, mate, I think it very much stays within its comfort zone of what she knows she can do.
Yes.
Like, one of the things I said, a bit more of a dancey vibe. But even then, it was like the subtlest of dance vibes. Like, it wasn't really a dance song. I would still say it was a very mainstream, like, pop
the subtlest of dance vibes.
It just, when it started, it had more of a dance feel compared to some of the other songs.
I dance.
I
think that's it's like, whether you think that makes it better or not, I don't know. But I think there are definitely differences.
Well, this is where I agree with Aidan in that
hello.
It's what she's tried to do. The agenda. Did you say the agenda? Not the agenda. The
gimmick.
The gimmick is what causes this issue. Is because it's what can you do with this? Or this is why I said I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea, and the way she's kind of done it. But then you can tell that it is just at the same time all just thrown in random shit, and it gets kind of annoying.
Like, she does her best to like rhyme and stuff, but half the time, like sometimes it just doesn't. It doesn't.
And I think
work.
when there's just loads of it, it becomes quite monotonous to me, and quite. I found myself not getting irritated, but just like I was like, I'm kind of done with this now because it's just the same shit.
Maybe this is the problem. I mean, maybe she lacks musical variety in the way she can sing, because she mainly does covers. And album-wise, this is it. So it's almost as if she was able to make an album through a gimmick, but actually creatively making an album, maybe she can't do that.
Wait, are we saying that she's not a creative person?
She's got loads of.
The idea itself is creative, but it's
the execution though.
No, I think she's done well with what she could have done.
No, this is her only original album.
The rest
all of her albums are covers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe like. She can cover other people's songs and sound really good. She managed to make an album out of gimmicks from lyrics using like a basic 4-chord structure with slight variation through the whole thing. But maybe that's the limit of her capabilities. So maybe this is literally as good as she can get without some sort of external outside help.
I suppose we'll never know unless you're with DM her.
Unless she makes another album.
But then have you like the singles and stuff? So all the singles in like her top 5, they're not her songs then, because there's none from this album. I don't think. Because I listened to them.
She's done original singles.
Just not original albums.
Just not original.
Because those songs are actually all right, like, and a bit more varied. I thought.
What we'll do is we'll get her rival Summers together, and we'll get rival Summers to write all the songs.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Rival
just a
Summers
duet album.
is a fucking god.
I don't know.
In fact, you know what, Jay? You've reminded me. I'm going to go listen to Rival Summers.
Maybe you're right in terms of.
I'm going to have a little snack while I'm doing it.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I've earned it.
Maybe you're right though, in sense of we need to stop saying stuff sounds similar. But maybe it's not because yes, singers are always going to sound the same. They can't fucking change it up too much without putting an impression on.
The song and the
but it's the song that goes with it that kind of shapes how they can sing it. So like anyone who would listen to Green Day, and I fully acknowledge Billy Joe sounds very similar in every song. But the style of the stuff that they make and the different songs, I say, takes away from that. Others would probably disagree. And the same with Post Malone. I feel like every song on that last album was kind of different from one another. It had a certain type of either pitch change or change in production in general that would like vary it, which again others would probably disagree with. But I think, yeah, you're probably right in that it's not saying about the whole it just being their voice is wrong, because anybody can make a song sound different by the way it's made.
I think that's almost where it would expose like a really good artist, is if you can not like the sound of their voice but like their songs.
It's almost like 1975, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but I would equally say 1975. They never really, even though I'm a massive 1975 star, I could openly admit half their songs are just fucking weird and trash.
Yes, and his voice is nothing special, but he makes the songs, because of the way they make it, all the songs sound kind of different, and you know it's a 1975 song when you hear it. I would
say they're one of the most varied artists, really.
100%. But yeah. So again,
Will Catch You says, be interesting to know whether a Taylor Swift fan has a different opinion. And I would just want to say, we've got the biggest Taylor Swift fan right here. It's Denver.
Not the biggest anymore. I really like old Taylor Swift stuff, and I do like this, so maybe that's also something to do with it.
Yeah, it's Denver. Wait, does that go the wrong way?
Hey, let me have a look.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one the other way.
That's Denver.
He's there. He's down here. There he is.
So maybe me as the most Taylor Swift fan of us, maybe that means that's why I'll probably give it like the highest rating of all of us. It would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've gone on a massive sidetrack.
Yeah, it is important. It's very relevant.
It's
very relevant.
That doesn't mean I'm not lost. Like, the way Will explains things has a tendency to shut down my head for several minutes.
Fuck yourself. You know what I meant, though.
It's almost like Will making 1 point could fill up an entire t-shirt.
Right, you were all interfering. I'm not as bad as I used to be for that.
Just reference, I once made as a t-shirt, which all over the back of it was just a script of just a rant Will went on one day that basically said nothing.
All right, I feel like I have got better than that now. You was all interjecting there, so fuck you. Anyway, I found it because I found all the songs extremely similar, I found it extremely hard to differentiate between them, and because of that, I found it extremely hard to choose the different songs as worst and best. I don't think anything was bad per se, so for that exact reason, worst for me is You're Not Kanye West, because she's dissing on Kanye West, and Kanye West is a production god in an album that is production-wise not so great.
I'm a god!
All the levels are good, but it's not enough.
Fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
As in production, as in it's just there's not a lot of layers and shit. There's just
it's very simple.
I know it doesn't need it.
Strip back.
It doesn't need it, but the point is, look, I had to find a reason to give it worst. Okay.
And you're just grabbing something.
So it's on Kanye. I don't particularly love Kanye, but I admire his production. Third is Obsessed.
Woo!
Not entirely sure why. I can't actually really remember it. This is it. My top 3 is really hard.
This is a problem when you find them all similar. It's
so difficult.
In the moment, impulsive, small reasons for picking things.
I think, and second for me is TikTok Machine. I feel like I guess more reason for that is you start the album, you're like, oh, this is actually all right, and then as it goes on, it kind of again gets worse. I think that's because you've been listening to it for longer. So that's actually, when you go into it, it's not so bad. But when you've been listening for a while, it kind of you get fed up with it, in my opinion. But number 1 for me is she's so overrated, and that's because I can actually kind of remember the chorus and quite liked it. I'm sorry that my picks are kind of just weird, but I find it so difficult to just pick between them because I don't know what else to say. I just didn't particularly like it. I don't think this style is just anything that I like, to be honest. And that doesn't help at all. But I always listen, and I think the way she put the comments together was very clever. But also, I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
If the music doesn't work out for us, you could just do porn, as she said in the music.
Oh yeah, there is always that. That's
Will Catchu says that is interesting. It would be interesting if you got guests, so it's not 4 lads of the same age with a similar opinion, parents, partners, siblings. It would be good. See different options on different albums. Just an idea. Different opinions on different albums.
We have massively different opinions and stuff.
Here's the thing. This is probably the closest we've agreed in about 50 albums. There's usually a big divide.
I've actually thought of a way of getting around this, though. So, like you're saying, we're getting parents, siblings, or whatever. Denver, as you are awful, we'll get rid of you and we'll put Emma in. And because I'm awful, we'll get rid of me and we'll put Emma in.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Get Emma and Emma.
Yeah.
And then we could probably get rid of Joe as well, just because clearly he's pulling all the bitches.
Yeah.
So that can't be done. And Will can stay there because somebody needs to ramble on for half an hour. It's got to be an hour long.
He's such a prick.
That's true.
I think we would get guests in if.
I'd love to. I would absolutely love to have random people on.
Could you imagine actually getting the actual artists on? Do you think would be? Do you think would?
I think
be,
it would change us though.
back?
We wouldn't be nearly as aggressive, would we?
We'd be like, it's all right, but
yeah,
this is what I do better.
If we hated it, we'd just be like, just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, literally. We're too pussy.
You've tried really hard to make this album, and I get that. And the production that you've put in, wonderful. Problem is, actually hurts my ears.
We'd have to change it, go the Zach Galifianakis style.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what do you call his series?
Between Two Ferns.
And we'd just be super sarcastic and go so why did you choose to make this absolute pile of shit?
Fucking massive train wreck of an album.
Literally,
you considered a different
career.
job.
And then Alien by North Lane Alien, I just sat there we don't have to take this. Oh, you do. We've got you for another hour, buddy.
I think the trouble is we would have to be so big to a point where we could have the momentum to be able to do that.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
We'd get cancelled within a week.
Get Emma on, let's say.
We won't get cancelled. I think if we were big enough, we wouldn't get the actual artists. We'd just get other people that were.
Guests.
No, you'd get
Yes.
I think actually a more interesting would be to get other producers on.
Producers like Kanye.
Kanye.
Could you imagine how disjointed that fucking review would be?
I would be full on scream arguing with Kanye by the end of it about nothing. You'd be like, toaster pops don't go in the toaster, man. They don't go in. They go in the oven. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Fucking mental.
God damn it, your production's so good, but shut up.
Get your parents on.
Your parents on, yeah.
My parents literally listen to no music. Basically ever. My dad sits there and he puts on 70s music.
Yeah, your dad loves 70s, 80s, doesn't he?
And that's
70s music is awesome, though.
My dad just listens to 90s rock music, and that's about it.
I did pick
Robbie.
Well, yeah, Robbie, which is one of my dad's favourite albums.
Yeah, that was ass.
God, that was the worst.
But maybe that's just us. Maybe they're right, We've never thought about this. We always thought that there was there's a divide with album review, and there was a reason it couldn't work, and it turns out we're the reason it can't work.
I was
Who would have thought
actually
Spider-Man point meme.
I was very close to picking Elvis because of the Elvis movie. I'm not going to because have you been on Elvis Presley's Spotify?
Is it a mess?
It's a fucking mess.
Yeah, but it's easy to find which albums are his.
And I was just like, no, I'm not doing that.
It's easy to find which ones are his.
You could just swap to the albums tab.
The issue with Elvis also is every single one of his songs are covers.
Never mind, lad. The first album has 40 songs on it.
It's a mess.
It has 40 songs, 8 of which are bonus tracks. You're not allowed 8 bonus tracks, Elvis.
It's 30 songs, but 20 bonus tracks.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Just an 8-song album with like 30 fucking bonus songs on it.
That's basically what that Dua Lipa album is, wasn't it?
That's value for money.
Oh shit, that's funny.
What do you think of the album, Joe?
Yeah, get your missus on. You'll reach 200 subs.
Yeah, women do.
Get your missus on, lads. You'll bring the viewers in. 4 women. Oh, that's cute.
Emma wouldn't want to do it.
Why not?
She flat out wouldn't want to do it.
Oh, she'd love it.
Holly definitely wouldn't do it.
Holly would love it.
Anyway, this album is something I am probably never going to listen to again. It's one of those things where there's nothing fundamentally bad about it. Like there was not one bit of that except for maybe the kazoo. But then I liked the kazoo, but I didn't. But I liked it because it was a kazoo.
Facts.
You feel me?
I feel like we've really cloned his kazoo thing. I never even noticed it.
It's great.
To be perfectly honest with you, Will.
After your love for the kazoo game, I honestly thought this was going to be everyone's favourite. I thought, because kind of like what you're all saying, I thought they're all going to say it's the same. They're all going to say this, but they're going to pick up on the kazoo. And they're going to be like, I love that kazoo game we play. That's my favourite. And that was enough.
This was my mentality.
That's what I thought it'd all be like.
Anyway.
But two of you said it's your least favourite.
Well, the kazoo doesn't
means
sound
you hate
good,
kazoos.
The kazoo doesn't sound.
It sounds like a kazoo. It doesn't.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Kazoos sound bad. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but
they do
sound awful.
They do.
They're funny,
I think they
but
made the best they could possibly make it sound.
Yeah,
did they?
I agree with that. Anyway, so I feel like this album, I could see how it would work in like a YouTube video format, but not as in a Spotify format.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of my big issue, is that when, especially like the actual comment songs, I was kind of wanting a video with it. And I'm sure I didn't even look to go online because I didn't care. But that's what I kind of wanted along with it. And there was, obviously, you can't have that in Spotify. So I kind of feel like it just didn't work in this format. Like I said, 11 of them, probably a bit too many. But again, I can see why 11 would work on YouTube. I can see why that would go viral, not on Spotify. So, like I say, I wonder if she just did make all these singles on YouTube, and then she was like, "Fuck it, I'll just, put the album out there, and then it's all just in one big clump on Spotify." I like her vocals; they're nice, and I think if she actually goes and does her own songs, I think she'll probably make success with it. But
assuming she's quite successful now, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, how many monthly listeners?
But for covers, you can't really monetize covers, can you?
Not very well. She's got almost 2 million.
Bigger than Don Broco.
Way bigger than Don Broco.
I think if you announce that it is a cover, I think you can make profit out of them.
Surely, I don't know.
I'm not quite sure how it works, but I do like her vocals.
Anybody a lawyer in chat?
That money's got to go somewhere, though, and it's not going to go to the original artist.
But you don't make most from Spotify anyway. I'm trying to look at the credits. Doesn't say who any of it's produced by. So I'm assuming she's just done it herself.
Pretty sure covers just will go to the art, not to the original artist, because that will just. It's not going to do that, is it? Realistically,
I think I would personally like to see her stick to the acoustic side of things if she does make music by herself. I hope she doesn't go really poppy and overproduced like most pop music is these days.
I wouldn't say any of this current stuff is overproduced, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I hope she sticks to this style, but does her own,
just without the gimmick.
Without the gimmick, yeah. Because I think the issue I had is a lot of the time I wasn't actually taking the lyrics in, but what I was just hearing is list. I was just hearing a list of words that didn't.
That did. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah,
and I wasn't taking anything in. And to be honest, that's all I've got to say on this. I will never listen to this again, and my rating is probably going to be very harsh, but that's just based on the fact that I just don't ever want to come back to this. I will never go out of my way to listen to this, and that is why. My least favorite is "I Miss My Friends," just because it was a bit of a forgettable song and it was sad. Didn't like the sad. I liked feeling happy. My third favorite is
He's like a puppy.
That was really sweet. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it really was. Can I try that? Can I try?
Yeah, go for it. Go for
For
it.
fuck's sake. Instantly.
No.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Why does it look like you're about to steal my girl, bro? Literally, it's not like puppy eyes. It's like a little sussy, bro.
It's sly eyes.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's like the Rock eyebrow raise level.
Oh yeah, it's like my own version of that. Oh shit! Wait, you can do that?
Yeah.
How long have we known you? You can raise.
I can't do the other
eyebrow?
eye, but I can do this one really well.
Holy shit!
I can't do that. I can do it slightly. But I can't do it.
Look at that curvature, boys. It's like
Holy
I know,
shit!
that
Can you pull
is-
Can you do the
is
full like
crazy.
rock thing? Like pull that eye closer to the
no,
camera.
like I say though, this eyebrow
but
doesn't.
I don't
go
care about that eye. Do it. Do the other one. Yeah, but like close to the camera and then do it.
And then do
Come
the
on.
rock thing.
No, I can't do it.
No, do it, please.
I can't. I'm already
No,
embarrassed.
do it, because then add Vine boom sound effect when we put it on YouTube.
I'm struggling as it is. Now I'm thinking about it, I find it a lot more difficult. Anyway, sorry, Joe.
It's okay. My third favorite was "You're Not Kanye West."
What's your third favourite?
Kazoo solo.
Oh, fair enough.
The only reason.
Yep.
Second favorite was "Alicia's Pretty." I just liked the chorus, and my number one was "She's So Overrated." I just thought it was the catchiest throughout the whole kind of song.
Shit, was I the only one that didn't put that as my favourite?
Yes.
There must have been something noticeable about it.
Well, I think it was, to be honest, it was a bit overrated to me.
And I think it was a bit.
I think it's the
maybe a bit-
chorus that stuck to me.
I think
Maybe-
it is the most like, other than the gimmick of it, of course. I think it sounds generally like the most classic pop song.
Well, I know that's the one I've seen on America's Got Talent, and that's the one that kind of got
Yeah, so
through.
that's the one she performed for.
So I'd heard that before, type of thing, and it was good. It was all right. She's good. There's nothing.
do you
there's nothing
think
I'm
that-
going is bad about this. I just won't listen to it again.
Because you made the point earlier where you wish you had like a music video to go along with them.
Yeah.
Do you think that's your favorite because that's the one you can visually associate something to?
Yes, I would probably agree. Yeah, totally. Because when she did America's Got Talent, she had the video in the background.
Yeah, and it had
with the comments.
coming
and
up.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys,
So,
we got to
definitely.
do album review blindfolded from now on.
Literally,
No,
it's
no
fucking-
external reminders.
No,
of
I
anything.
think-
I didn't realise it was video review, lads.
Blackout room,
No, but
headphones,
we
I
blind.
get-
spoke about
get
this
that,
before with how videos can sometimes, or an associating a song
Yeah, but-
with something can help.
Yeah,
like,
we
Oh,
told
massively,
you
yeah.
used to say that all the time. It was mainly Denver. It used to be like, "Oh, I watched this was my
I
favorite."
used to deliberately watch.
and we were
the
like,
videos, yeah.
Denver. Nobody else has watched them. Like, this is just an external rating that's completely
Yeah.
like only to
But
you.
I remember doing one of the Fall Out Boy albums, and they had a music video for every song.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
what,
great.
Save
Save rock and roll.
Yeah, and it told a story, but the story isn't in order to the song album list.
No,
So
it's-
when I watch the music videos in song list order, it's just a story that makes no sense and jumps all over the place. And like you see the finale on like song 5, and like it's all over.
I love that album.
Yeah, that's a
Can we do
fucking
it
great
again?
album.
I know we've already done it, but can we do it again?
God, how long ago? was that
Speaking
now?
of videos,
You say a great album. You didn't rate it that high. You rated it like a 5. 5.
me,
Really like a 5. Yeah.
I don't think I rated Save Rock
I
and Roll
was
5.
like the only one that like properly bumped it up.
Can you look what we reviewed?
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to think how long ago.
And
it was.
also, Speaking of videos, I never watch music videos now. Like I remember back like a few years ago when you just I don't know if everyone else used to put 4Music on or MTV, and like you would just always be forced to watch the video, and you'd like remember it so like vividly. I never watch music videos to stuff now.
Spotify needs to add it.
They've got a video feature.
Yeah, totally.
Do they?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
you can
like
do
a 3-second loop thing though, isn't it?
No, that's not even true. Like if we wanted to, I could put this video on Spotify now.
Really?
Joe Rogan's podcasts are all in video form on Spotify now.
But that's because they're only on Spotify, aren't they?
No, anyone can do it.
Yeah, I know, but like he only puts them on Spotify now.
Yeah, but the point is you can upload whole videos to Spotify.
Oh.
Bro,
So just reference for Save Rock and Roll, I found it. Both of you gave it a 7.5.
Oh,
fair enough.
Yeah.
I apologise.
It scored the classic what we used to associate is the
26.5.
26.5.
The
yeah,
bang
classic good album.
That is bang av.
So what did Joe and you rate it then?
I gave it a 6.5. Joe gave it a 5.
Joe, like,
Joe,
what are you doing?
I want a massive fan.
Oh my god, Young Volcanoes on it, and that song alone.
That's a fucking banger.
Oh.
Save Rock and Roll as well with Elton John at the end. And when we went to go see him live, and you were like, "Is that Elton John?" And we were like, "No, Will."
It sounded so much like him. Anyway, ratings.
We reviewed that album over 2 years ago.
Damn.
Um,
That was a speed run of a review. And by that I mean it probably wasn't.
No,
Definitely
it really
wasn't.
wasn't. It's
And also,
one of the longest.
I am sweating so much and need this to be over.
Right, ratings 6.5.
6.5.
3.
Fuck off.
3. You say it was average, and you give it
You're
a 3.
I never said it was average. I said I didn't enjoy it.
Wet Leg is better than that.
I preferred the Wet Leg album.
Oh, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
And what did you give it, Joe? A 3?
A 3.5 from me.
What the fuck?
I'm never gonna listen to it.
I was going to say, if anything, I felt like
You know what I
you were more justified in what you said with that rating because you said you really didn't like it. Will seemed to give the insinuating of
I said I didn't like it.
5 all day.
I said I didn't like it from the start.
Can't believe
I
it.
can't believe that.
I said it's not my type of music. I don't like it. I like her voice, but the whole thing sounds the same. Yeah, but you can be a good singer, but if you're not going to make a good album, it's not good, is it? Beyonce's a fantastic singer. Hasn't made a good fucking song. Actually, the recent song's quite
wow. All right, Will.
Will catch you, but he's snappy. Is he okay?
Which one?
He's defensive.
Probably me.
He also asked if we can review an older album, like the 60s. Maybe.
We have.
Someone has to pick one.
I think we did the Beatles, didn't we?
We've done the Beatles. We did Queen. Have we done Queen?
No, we've not done
you
Queen.
You did Bon Jovi, but you picked a fucking...
And Hall & Oates.
And Hall & Oates and Guns N' Roses. They're like the old ones that we've done, which are probably like... They're really like basic.
As well.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I should pick a Duran Duran album at some point. I'd love that. I fucking love Duran Duran.
We could maybe do what's the face whose song is massive at the minute because of Stranger Things.
Right up the hill.
Kate Bush.
Metallica. Oh, okay.
I'm assuming it's a foot down from Joe.
He's not in his Starbucks today, lad. He's fine, says James.
Oh, I'm not snappy.
You've not had his Starbucks today.
Am I snappy? Maybe I'm snappy.
It's just this heat. It really is.
Do you want to hear the next album?
Oh, no, not really.
You didn't say if it was a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh, sorry. It's a thumbs down.
Down.
He nearly gave it a thumbs up with a 3.5.
And then I thought, I can't rate it a 3.5 and give it a thumbs up, can I?
To be fair, there is one thing that I can think of that I could give that. Cock and ball torture. 3.5 out of 10. Thumbs up.
Next album, boys. Now, I was going to pick quite a modern album.
Well, but after that comment...
But Will Catch You is just reminding me that I was going to pick an older album. And I think this will be the oldest album we've done yet. We're going all the way back to 1954.
Holy shit.
And we're going to listen to Presenting the Chords by The Chords.
Okay.
I have never heard of that ever.
Presenting the chords by the chords. Oh no. Oh no, it's this one.
Yeah, it's this one.
Is it not? Is this the fucking reggae thing that you've shown us before?
Zippity zum.
It's not reggae, no.
Yeah.
How do you spell the chords?
Like
A musical chord is.
Yeah, I don't know how you spell that.
CHORDS.
That alone should give you like -10 points to any review. Can't spell chords. Remember, how do you spell music? That's MOO.
What was the presenting the chords?
Presenting the chords. It's weird because the album above it has exactly the same songs in it, but just in a different order.
You know what's quite funny? The album cover looks like a prayer book of some kind.
Hey, what order do you think we're listening to it in?
What?
You said there's 2 albums the same, but in a different order.
Yeah, so Here Come the Chords, which was brought out a year after.
Oh, it's got a different title.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same album, but different order, but just with a different title.
But we're doing presenting the chords.
We're doing presenting.
Quietly reserved for how probably horrible this is going to be.
No, my fucking hell! I just heard the first song.
Yes. I'm excited.
I am excited because I have no idea what this is going to be like.
This is a brand new feel.
I like it, Joe. It's a cool pick.
It's a change up. It's a change.
Certainly is.
It's a nice change up. You guys don't often pick older stuff or anything that's too different.
You guys,
when do?
Yeah, all of you three often pick around the same kind of.
Well,
thing.
Basically, I've run out of bands to show you, so I'm just picking random shit now.
Wow, yeah, Denver, you're so different and cool.
Yeah, Jesus, what the fuck?
Literally, though, I was looking through the last picks and like everything is kind of like it's either a genre you already like.
Wet Leg. How dare you?
Yeah, Wet Leg is a different one, granted, but for the most part. Like, Will's last picks are all just artists he knows he likes.
Go on. I want a list.
Post Malone.
Brought out a new album.
Biffy Clyro.
Yeah. Okay.
Brought out a new
album.
Alright,
Backseat Lovers was different, but you knew you liked it.
Bring out a new album.
Backseat Lovers, yeah, it's indie. I knew I liked it.
Olivia Rodrigo, new album.
I try and pick stuff that's like new and might like get views.
Yeah, but you don't pick. You either pick something new that will get views, or something you already know you like.
Well, I don't want to listen to something that's shit.
Zero deviation from that rule.
Okay, every album you've picked, I guarantee you've liked.
Well, like
exactly.
No, but I'm on about you already knew you liked before you picked it for the album review.
Yeah, I always listen to the album before I pick it because I want to enjoy it.
It says you two clash so much.
Do we? Right, it's because I pick.
No way you're getting these like extra comments. I don't see half of these.
Man,
what do you mean?
I mean,
half of these comments you're reading now.
Everybody else can see them. This is clearly a you problem.
Yeah, but are you logged in on?
I'm logged in as Puffy Cloud.
I'm not even logged in.
I don't know whether my Twitch is.
Have you just hidden the chat bar or something?
No, I can see like the last thing I see is he's not had his Starbucks yet. That's the last thing I can see.
Maybe you're just on a delay.
Scroll down
massively, like 5 minutes.
Scroll down. I want a maximum scrollage.
He's scrolled so far. He's done the thing where he's unclipped his scroll wheel and spun it so it's infinitely going. Is it there yet for you?
No, they never come up. Half of these things you've read out have never come up for me.
Man, maybe uninstall and reinstall the Twitch app. And if you say it's on your browser, maybe uninstall and reinstall your browser.
Well, now I've just reset it and I can't see any of the chat, so...
Which is a great place to wrap it up. Joe, have you got any facts for us?
Did you know that the chance that you'll die on your birthday is 6.7%, which is higher than any other day?